Yeah. The impairing of the morals of a minor? Yes. You're teaching my sons that it's more important to win, yes, than be in the right grades. Yes. It's more important to violate the laws than enforce the laws. That the knowledge of the use of forgery and fraud, right, the moral turpitude of the contempt of court, yes, of the durable power of attorney. It's more important to be a winner, yes, than to do what the law says. Now, you have been impairing the morals of my five sons, yes, and what could be millions of youth, yes, because of your refusal to acknowledge the laws. Now, for all of those in law enforcement that thought, well, Heidi ran into court and said that Paul has to have a mental health evaluation, yeah, and any treatment that's recommended, yes, because of an arrest that took place on Guam. So she motions the court for a civil court order, yes, based upon her durable power of attorney, yes, to represent me in court as the respondent right now, to represent my five sons in court, yes, and then to represent her because of the false accusation of domestic violence and child abuse. And then you gave my sons to my wife for the last 8 years and 3 months. Yes, because of your refusal to acknowledge the obligation of the enforcement of the law. Now, all of this was done under the color of law. Yes. This was done in the judiciary. Yes. See, it's this idea of the judicial immunity. Yeah. The immunity of a judge from civil liability, arising from the performance of judicial duties. Yeah. See, you're absolutely sure that you can't get sued as a judge because you have judicial immunity. Yes. And even though you would say, well, I have no civil liability for the issuance of the dissolution of marriage. Yes. I don't have any civil liability for the issuance of the protection order. Yes. I have no civil liability for the impairing of the morals of minors. Yes. I can issue. Well, actually, you do, Judge. See, when these court hearings, known as civil court hearings, yes, have restraint provisions, yes, and you say, well, I just don't have to remove it. They do have constraints of liberty. Yes, they do. They have caused what's known as corruption of blood. Yes, and forfeiture of estate. Yes. Now, as much as I would want my sons to be successful in life, yes, I don't think professional sports is where they should go. Now, I know the individuals that sign on and go ahead and do that. Yes, as long as you graduate at the right time, as long as your parents have actual custody of you. Yes, as long as there's no fraud or forgery and anything like that.